Hello children, we saw in our last class electricity lesson for physics. Okay, so electricity we all know. Okay, so electricity is the most widely used forms of energy. Okay, so in that we saw the charge. So what is an electric charge and what is an electric current? So what is an electric current? The flow of charge. Okay, from one point to another point, that we can say it is an electric current. The flow of electric charge is known as electric current. So how to measure the electric current? Okay, the symbol of electric current is I. The symbol of electric current is I. Okay, how to measure the electric current flows from one place to another place? So that is the charge. Okay, charge by time taken. It is based on the area. Okay, so electric current I equals to Q by T. Okay, so from this formula we can define the electric current. Electric current is flows of electric charge per unit area. Okay, what is electric current? Electric current is known as the flow of electric charge per unit time. Okay, from unit time, that we can say it as electric current. Okay, the electric current is denoted by I. Okay, so the SI unit of charge is coulomb. SI unit of charge is coulomb, and SI unit of time we all know second. Okay, SI unit of time is second, and SI unit of electric current is ampere. Okay, SI unit of electric current is ampere. Okay, so we saw this concept in our last class. Okay, and then we move on to the electric circuits. Okay, so electric circuits, we can draw an electric circuits using the symbols of the components of the circuit diagrams. Okay, the symbols of the components. Okay, we have the symbols of electric bulbs and resistances and some other components, cells, batteries. We are having the symbols. So how to represent the symbol of battery? Two or more cells combined, we can say it as a batteries. Okay, so the symbol of cell. Okay, the symbol of cell. So this the positive and negative. So we can say it as a cell in the electric circuit. Okay, then if we are connecting two or more cells means, see like this, we are connecting this. Then, so here we have 1, 2 and 3 cells. Okay, so the combination of 3 cells we can say it as a battery. Okay, so here we have, this is positive and negative signs. Now each and every cell is having 2 volt. Okay, so now we have 2 volt plus 2 volt plus 2 volt. Now we have totally 6 volt battery. Okay, we are mentioning like this. So we have, this is 6 volt battery. Okay, so from this we should connect, okay, to the bulb. This is the symbol of bulb. Okay, and we should connect to the plug key. Okay, so this is a switch. Okay, plug key. Okay, so this is switch open, switch off. If we are connecting like this means this is the on. Okay, so always the current flows in the closed path of the circuit. If it is not closed path, the switch is open means, the switch is off means there is no flow of current in this. Okay, and we are measuring the current by using a measure. Okay, how to measure this current? The flow of current means using ammeter. Using the ammeter, we are measuring the current. Okay, an instrument which is used to measure the electric current in the electric circuit, that is ammeter. Okay, so ammeter is always connected in the series in the circuit. Always in the series of the circuit. Okay children, so ammeter is always connected in the series of the circuit. Okay, so understood this concept now? So then this is a schematic diagram. Okay, this is a schematic diagram of electric current. electric circuit. Electric circuit. So always electric circuit is in a continuous path. Always an electric circuit is a continuous path. Okay, if it is not a continuous path, there is no flow of electric current. There is no flow of electric current. Okay, is it right? Okay. Then we move on to the another concept, electric potential and potential difference. Electric potential and potential difference. Okay. So till this we saw that concepts we saw in our last class. Okay. Now let us see the new concept, electric potential and potential difference. Okay. See, potential difference. It is based on the work done. Okay, it is based on the work done. From how to measure the potential difference. So from one point to another point, the flow of current from one point to another point, we want to find out the potential difference between the 2 points. So okay, we should take 2 points. Okay, so this is A and this is B. Okay, so from B to A, it is flow of current, and then A to B, it is a flow of current. We want to find out the potential difference between these 2 points. Okay, from here to here. Okay, we want to find out the potential difference between these 2 points. Okay, A and B. The electric potential difference between 2 points. Okay, so that we can say that in an electric circuit, okay, carrying some current. Okay, so from A to B, it is carrying, it flows the electric current from A to B, it carries some current. Okay, so there is a potential difference between these 2 points. Okay, that is some current as work. Okay, from A to B. Okay, the work done, that is electric current is moving from one point to another point. There is a work done by the electric current. Okay, so it is passing through A to B. So we can say work done by charge. We are saying what is electric current? The flow of electric charge. We can say it as electric current. Here the electric current is moving from A to B. So A to B, we are, see, I'll say one more example. We are taking a pencil or pen or any book or any object from one place to another place. We can say that is a work done. That is a work done. So here also the electric current is flowing from one point to another point. There is a work done. Okay. So work done by, what is electric current? The flow of charge. So how much charge flows from one point to another point? That we can check is called it as electric potential difference between 2 points. What is electric potential difference between 2 points? Work done by charge. Okay, how much work done and by how much work flows from one point to another point. Understood? See, electric potential difference, the electric potential difference from one point to another point, that is A to B, we are mentioning it as V. Potential difference we can mention it as V. Okay, so that is equals to work done. How much work done from one A to B? That is work done by charge. How much charge flows from A to B? Okay. And you know work done, we can mention it as W by charge. Charge we can mention it as Q. Yes, correct. Q. Okay. So we can write this as potential difference between 2 points from A to B. V equals to W by Q. W by Q. Okay. So the SI unit of work done, joule. SI unit of work done is joule. And SI unit of charge, coulomb. Okay, you all know SI unit of work is joule and SI unit of charge is coulomb. Okay, so and SI unit of potential difference, SI unit of potential difference, that is volt. SI unit of potential difference is volt. Understood, children? So So here the potential difference between 2 points, that is A to B, we can say it has 1 joule of work done in 1 coulomb of charge. Okay, understood? See the volt. How to define a volt? 1 volt equals to 1 volt is equal to the 1 joule of work done by 1 coulomb of charge. Okay, understood children? Okay. See here how to calculate the potential difference between 2 points A and B. That is 1 joule of work done by 1 coulomb of charge. Okay children, understood? So this is potential difference between 2 points. So volt, we can say the SI unit of potential difference is volt. Okay, it given the name by the Italian physicist Alessandro Volta. Okay, he is a Italian physicist. He is a Italian physicist Alessandro Volta. Okay, so potential difference between 2 points A to B is calculated by, that is 1 joule of work done by the 1 coulomb of charge. Okay, understood children? Okay, then we move on to the another concept, electric circuit. I told you already, electric circuit is a continuous path. Okay, electric circuit is a continuous path. And what is the instrument used to measure the potential difference between 2 points? 2 points, that is voltmeter. Okay, see voltmeter. See, we want to find out the flow of electric current in an electric circuit. The instrument which is used to find the electric current in an electric circuit is ammeter. Okay, ammeter. The flow of electric current. Okay, we want to find the flow of electric current in the electric circuit is ammeter. Okay, and we want to find out the potential difference between 2 points in an electric circuit is voltmeter. Understood children? Okay. So here the difference between ammeter and voltmeter. Ammeter is used to measure the electric current in an electric circuit. Voltmeter is used to measure the potential difference between the 2 points in an electric circuit. And ammeter is connected in only the series in the electric circuit. Only the series in the electric circuit. Okay, and voltmeter is connected in the parallel to where we are finding the potential difference between the 2 points in the parallel. Okay, so parallel to the potential difference in the electric circuit. Ammeter we can connect it in the series circuit. Okay, then ammeter is used to measure the electric current and voltmeter is used to measure the potential difference. Okay, let us see the circuit diagram using symbols. Okay, now first we are using a cell or battery. Okay, cell or battery. Then we move on to measure the electric current, ammeter, in series circuit. Okay, then we are attach the plug key. Okay, that is switch or plug key. Then electric current is flowing like this. Then we are attaching the bulb. Okay, to blow the bulb. And here we are attaching the resistance. Okay. Then we want to find out the potential difference between these 2 points. So we are connecting the voltmeter here. So voltmeter is connecting parallel to where we are finding the potential difference between 2 points. So this is A and B we should take. Okay. So voltmeter is connected in an electric circuit by the parallel where we want to find the potential difference between 2 points. There only we want, in parallel only we want to find out, connect the voltmeter, and ammeter we are connecting in the series of an electric circuit. Understood children? Now we clear cell an electric circuit, and ammeter and voltmeter also. Ammeter is used to find the electric current flows in an electric circuit, and voltmeter is used. Voltmeter is an instrument. It is used to find the potential difference between the 2 points. Okay, between the 2 points. Where we want to find out the potential difference? There we are connecting in the parallel to the 2 points. Okay, but ammeter we are connected in a series circuit. Okay, so current is flowing like this. Okay, the arrow marks is also very important. Okay, in an electric circuit, I is mentioned as electric current flows. Okay, flow of electric current. Okay, now you clear about electric potential and potential difference and voltmeter, ammeter and electric circuit. Okay, and the symbols of using components in an electric circuit which is given in your textbook. Okay, refer your textbook page number 97. So they are given some symbols which we are using in an electric circuit. Okay children. Okay. Then we move on to another topic, Ohm's law. Okay. So Ohm's law states that the electric current is directly proportional to the potential difference between 2 points. Okay. So what is Ohm's law? Ohm's law is the electric current is directly proportional to the potential difference between the 2 points. Okay, so the potential difference between the 2 points we can mention that is work done by charge. So how much work is done from one point to another point by how much electric current is flows. That is electric charge flows from A to B. That we can say it as potential difference between 2 points A and B. So here, what is Ohm's law? That is the electric current is directly proportional to the potential difference between 2 points. Okay, so that is I equals to electric current is directly proportional to potential difference V. Okay, electric current is directly proportional to potential difference V. So what is Ohm's law? So it is very important question. Okay, so it is a repeated question also. Okay, so what is Ohm's law? Electric current. Ohm's law states that electric current is directly proportional to potential difference between 2 points. Potential difference between 2 points. Okay, so that is what is Ohm's law. Say again with me. That is electric current is directly proportional to potential difference between 2 points. Okay, so that is I is directly proportional to V. Okay, so here we want to remove this proportional. For that we are adding constant. Okay, what is the constant here? R we can say it as resistance. Okay, R we can say here it is a resistance. Okay, that is I equals to V by R. Okay, so R is indirectly proportional to electric current. R is indirectly proportional to electric current. So we are multiplying I into R. Okay, R is coming into left hand side. So IR equals to V. So V equals to IR. Okay, so we have one more formula for finding potential difference between 2 points. Okay, so we have potential difference V equals to work done by charge. Work done by charge Q. Okay, work done by charge Q. Okay, so potential difference between 2 points. So in the question they gave work done, how much work done and how much charge flows means these two are given in the question means we should use this formula to find the potential difference between 2 points. Okay, if they are given electric current, flow of electric current, and resistance R is given in the question, means we should use to find the potential difference between 2 points. The formula is V equals to IR. So keep it in your mind. We have two formulas to find the potential difference between 2 points. Okay. So what is Ohm's law? What is Ohm's law? Electric current is directly proportional to the potential difference between 2 points. Okay, I is directly proportional to V. So to remove this proportional, and we have electric current is indirectly proportional to R. R is a constant. R is a constant. Here we can say R is a resistance. R is a resistance. R is a resistance. Okay, so R is, we are taking it as constant to remove this proportional here, and R we can say it as resistance. Okay, so here IR equals to V equals to IR. So we have to find out the potential difference between 2 points. We have here two formulas. Okay, one is V equals to W by Q, that is work done by electric charge flows. Okay, so in your question they give work done and electric charge, means we want to use that formula to find the potential difference between 2 points. Here in question, in the given question, we have electric current and resistance, means we want to use to find the potential difference between 2 points. We should use V equals to IR. Okay. Excuse me. Okay, so this is Ohm's law. Now you come to know what is Ohm's law. Okay, so 1 ohm of resistance is equal to the flow of 1. So 1 ohm of resistance is equals to the flow of 1 ampere of current through the conductor between 2 points having potential difference equal to 1 volt. Okay, see now I equals to VR. Okay, so SI unit of electric current I is 1 ampere. Okay, and SI unit of potential difference V is volt, 1 volt, and SI unit of R resistance is ohm. SI unit of resistance is, so Ohm's law, that is electric current is directly proportional to potential difference between 2 points, that we can denote it as I is directly proportional to V. Okay, so here we are removing this proportional, for that we are adding resistance here. So 1 by R. So resistance is a constant here, that we can say it as resistance. Okay, so R is resistance. So resistance R is indirectly proportional to electric current. Okay, so now IR equals to V, potential difference between 2 points. So V equals to IR. We have two formulas to find the potential difference between 2 points. That is V equals to IR and V equals to W by Q. We saw in the last concept. Okay, so that is the next is resistance. So SI unit of resistance is ohm. Okay, in a Greek letter we are denote it as ohm as like this. It is a symbol of ohm. It is a symbol of ohm. Okay, the SI unit of resistance is ohm, and the symbol of resistance is, it is a Greek letter. Okay, understood children? Then what is a resistance? So let us come to know. Here it is a constant I told, and it is resistance. So we know that is SI unit of resistance is ohm, and we are denoted it by the Greek letter ohm. Okay, we saw this and all. And what is resistance? What is resistance? The component that is used to resist the flow of current. Okay, in a circuit is called resistance, resistor. Okay, we can say it is a resistor. The component which is used to resist. Okay, to give instruct. Okay, we are using so we are using now electronic gadgets in our houses. Okay, so for that we are using stabilizers. Why we are using? To resist the current. If the electric current is flows very high also or very low. Okay, so both it is affected by the electrical appliances. Okay, it is affected by the electrical appliances. If the electric current is flows very high electric voltage, means the appliance should be affected affected. Okay, it gets repaired. Okay, as the same, the electric current is very low also, the electric appliances are affected. So for that purpose we are using stabilizers. That is the example for resistors I am giving you here. What is a resistor? The component which is resist the electric current flow in an electric circuit is called resistor. Understood children? What is a resistor here? We are using resistor in an electric circuit by resist the electric current in an electric circuit. Okay, so now we are clear what is resistor and what is Ohm's law also. Okay, then we move on to another topic, factors which depends upon the resistor. Factors which resistance depends. Okay, the resistance of the conductor depends. What are the factors of that depends on the resistor? Okay. So what are the factors? So factors depends on the conductor. Okay. So first factor, the length of the resistor. So the length of the resistor is increases. Okay. The length of the resistor is increases means that is the resistance is increases. Okay. Length is increases, resistance is increases. Okay. First thing, length. Length of the conductor. Length of the conductor. Okay, so the length of the conductor increases, resistance also increases. So we can say length of the conductor is directly proportional to resistance. So resistance R is directly proportional to L, length. Okay, so factors depends on the resistance of the conductor. What are the factors depends here? The length of the conductor. So you should keep it in your mind which is a conductor here, copper metal. Okay, the metal copper is a good conductor of electricity. So you should keep that in your mind, copper. Okay, so here resistance R is directly proportional to length of the conductor. So length increases, resistance also increases. So we can say it is a directly proportional. Okay, then we move on to the another factor. Okay, that is cross sectional area of a conductor. Cross sectional area of a conductor. Okay, so cross-sectional area of a conductor. So here area, okay, so resistance increases, area decreases. Resistance decreases, area of the conductor is increases. Okay, so now we are taking a copper wire. Okay, cross-sectional area. So this is a copper wire we are taking. Okay, so here we are taking a cross section like this. Okay, so the resistance increases, the cross section of area is decreases. Okay, we are cutting in middle of the conductor. We have the cross section of conductor. Okay, so there we have like this. The area of cross section is increases while resistivity decreases. Resistivity increases means the area of cross section is resistivity increases, area of cross section decreases. So it is indirectly proportional to the conductor. Okay, it is indirectly proportional to the conductor. So resistor. So R is indirectly proportional to 1 by A. 1 by A. That is indirectly proportional here. Okay, so 1 is directly proportional to R. Area of cross section is indirectly proportional to R. So now we can say R is indirectly proportional to area of cross section of the conductor. So R is proportional to 1 by A. Okay, then we move on to the third factor, that is nature of the material. Nature of the material. So what is the nature of the material? Nature. We are taking different types of materials to conduct electricity. Okay. So I told you that is example copper. Okay. We can take any other materials metals are conducting good conductors of electricity. All the metals are good conductors of electricity. We saw in our lesson metals and non-metals briefly. Okay, so all the metals are good conductors of electricity. So we can say different kind of materials for flow of electric current in an electric circuit. So the different materials are having different resistivities. Different materials are having different type of resistivity. Okay, so different kinds of resistivity. The resistivities are given in your textbook. Okay, so that is the resistivity differs and the resistance are increases. The resistivity differences based on the nature of the material. Okay, which material we are taking, that resistivity depends upon that material. So it is R is directly proportional to nature of the material, rho. Nature of the material, rho. Okay, so it is rho. Okay, then one more factor, that is temperature of the material. Temperature of the material. Okay, so here temperature increases, resistivity also increases. If temperature decreases, resistivity also decreases. Okay, understood children? So these are the factors depends upon the resistance. Okay, conductor resistance, which depends upon the resistance. Okay, so these are the factors. What are the four factors which depends upon the resistance? Okay, so resistance of the conductor, length of the conductor, and R is directly proportional to L, and cross-sectional area of the conductor, resistance is indirectly proportional to area of cross-section, and nature of the material, that is resistance is directly proportional to nature of the material, that we can say it as rho. Okay, temperature of the material. Okay, what is the material we are taking? That is the temperature of that material also depends upon the resistance of the conductor. Okay, so all these we can write in a single formula. So how to write? R is directly proportional to L. Okay, and by indirectly proportional to area of cross section, and directly proportional to rho, nature of the material. Okay, this we can write like this by equation 1, 2 and 3. From these three we can write like this. Okay, so R is equals to L by A, rho into L by A. We can use this formula to find out the resistance of the material. Okay, resistance of the current flows in a circuit. Okay children, understand